This is Rukmini speaking. Since your lordship is absolute, you can adjust the contradictions of possessing nothing, but at the same time being the richest. In the Veda, it is stated that although you have no material hands and legs, you accept everything which is offered in devotion by the devotees. You have no material eyes and ears, but still you can see everything everywhere, and you can hear everything everywhere. Although you do not possess anything, the great demigods who accept prayers and worship from others come and worship you to solicit your mercy. How can you be categorized among the poor? So Rukmini is continuing. This is wonderful talk between Rukmini and Krishna. My dear Lord, you have also stated that the richest section of human society does not worship you. This is also correct because persons who are puffed up with material possessions think of utilizing their property for sense gratification. When a poverty-stricken man becomes rich, he makes a program for sense gratification. This is due to his ignorance of how to utilize his hard-earned money. Under the spell of the external energy, he thinks that his money is properly employed in sense gratification, and thus he neglects to render transcendental service. My dear Lord, you have stated that persons who possess nothing are very dear to you. Renouncing everything, your devotee wants to possess you only. That's what the last prayer Gopi is missing. Only thing is, I want you in my life, nothing else. I see, therefore, that a great sage like Narad Muni, who does not possess any material property, is still very dear to you. And such persons do not even care for anything but your lordship. Haribol, so much faith. Rukmini continued, Haribol. My dear Lord, you have stated that a marriage between persons equal in status of social standing, beauty, riches, strength, influence, and renunciation can be a suitable match. But this status of life can only be possible by your grace. You are the supreme perfectional source of all opulences. Whatever opulent status of life one may have is all derived from you. As described in the Vedanta Sutra, Janmadhyasya Yataha. You are the supreme source from which everything emanates, the reservoir of all pleasures. So if we need to have some pleasure in our life, we should seek out the association of Krishna by serving him. Therefore, persons who are endowed with knowledge, this is the real knowledge, not material knowledge. Endowed with knowledge desire only to achieve you and nothing else. To achieve your favor, they give up everything, even the transcendental realization of Brahman. You are the supreme ultimate goal of life. You are the reservoir of all interest of the living entities. Those who are actually well motivated desire only you. And for this reason, They give up everything to attain success. So by giving up everything is the great success, according to Rukmini. They therefore deserve to be associated with you in the society of these servitors and served in Krishna consciousness. One is not subjected to the pains and pleasure of material society, which function according to sex attraction. Therefore, everyone, man or woman, should seek to be an associate in your society of servitors and served. You are the Supreme Personality Godhead. No one can excel you, nor can anyone come up to an equal level with you. The perfect social system is that in which you remain in the center, being served as a supreme, and all other engage as your servitors. In such a perfectly constructed society, everyone can remain eternally happy and blissful. But we see that now the current leaders, they want to remove God from everything. So it will be more and more suffering in the coming time and days. Better to get out sooner. Rukmini is continuing. My Lord, you have stated that only the beggars praise your glories, and that is also perfectly correct. But who are those beggars? Those beggars are all exalted devotees, liberated personalities, and those in the renounced order of life. They are all great souls and devotees who have no other business than to glorify you. Such great souls forgive even the worst offender. These so-called beggars execute their spiritual advancement of life, tolerating all kind of tribulations in the material world. Wonderful. You know, in this material world, tribulation is going to keep on coming. Don't think. I was walking and one of the devotees I met and is looking for the job, and he said, Prabhuji, I'm really disturbed. Once I get a job, I will become fixed in my devotion. And I was thinking, never expect that everything will come nicely. That time will never come in this material world. There will be always anxiety. If you complete one problem of your life, second one is right in next to, standing in the line. But if we remain dedicated, then slowly and slowly we will become free from all the miserable life, and we can remain very peaceful. So we have to remember our position. These so-called beggars execute the spiritual advancement of life, tolerating all kind of tribulations in the material world. My dear husband, do not think that out of my inexperience I accept you as my husband. Actually, I followed all these great souls. I followed the path of these great beggars and decided to surrender my life unto your lotus feet. Very well. Rukmini continued. You have said that you are penniless, and that is correct. You distribute yourself completely to these great souls and devotees. Knowing this fact perfectly well, I rejected even such great personality like Lord Brahma and King Indra. My Lord, the great time factor acts under your direction only. The time factor is so great and powerful that within moments it can effect devastation anywhere within the creation. We have seen so many practical examples. Within a moment, our life can totally get devastated. We never know. We've seen the example like my friend's brother being a medical doctor in his own house was one to come down from second floor. Within 20 seconds, fell down, hit his head, brain hemorrhage, leave this body instantly. And his wife was trying to save her. She broke her arm and she was hospitalized, leaving the dead body of her husband. 15 seconds it takes to change our life. So don't become puffed up about our accomplishment or having shelter. Yes, now I can live safely. There is no way we can live safely in this material world. Considering all these factors, Rukmini says, I thought Jarasandha, Sisupal, and similar other princes who wanted to marry me to be no more important than ordinary insect. What a great realization Rukmini is sharing with us. My dear all-powerful son of Vasudeva, your statement that you have taken shelter within the water of the ocean, being afraid of all the great princes, is quite suitable. But my experience with you contradict this. I have actually seen that you kidnapped me forcibly in the presence of all these princes at the time of my marriage ceremony, simply by giving a jerk to the string of your bow. You very easily drove the others away and kindly give me shelter at your lotus feet. I still remember vividly this beauty of the devotees. They remember how much we suffer in the womb of a mother. This Rukmini is saying, I still remember vividly that you kidnapped me in the same way as a lion forcibly takes his share of haunted booty, driving away all other small animals within the twinkling of an eye. Haribol. She continued, my dear Lotus Eye Lord, I cannot understand your statement that women and other persons who have taken shelter under your lotus feet pass their days only in bewilderment. From the history of the world, we can see that princes like Anga, Prithu, Bharat, Yayati, and Gaya were all great emperors of the world, and there were no competition to their exalted position. But in order to achieve the favor of your lotus feet, they renounced their exalted position and entered into the forest to practice penances and austerities. When they voluntarily accepted such a position, accepting your lotus feet as all in all, does it mean that they were in lamentation and bewilderment? Continued, my dear Lord, you have advised me that I can still select another from the princely order and divorce myself of your companionship. But, my dear Lord, it is perfectly well known to me that you are the reservoir of all good qualities. Great saintly persons like Narad Muni are always engaged simply in glorifying your transcendental characteristics. If, listen what Rukmini is telling us, if someone simply takes shelter of such a saintly person, he immediately becomes freed from all material contamination. And by coming in direct contact with your service, the goddess of fortune agrees to bestow all her blessings. Under the circumstances, what woman who has once heard of your glories from authoritative sources and somehow or other has tasted that real flavor of your lotus feet can be foolish enough to agree to marry someone of this material world who is always afraid of death, disease, old age, and rebirth. I have therefore accepted your lotus feet, not without consideration, but after mature and deliberate decision. My dear Lord, you are the master of the three worlds. You can fulfill all the desire of all your devotees in this world and the next, because you are the supreme soul of everyone. I have therefore selected you as my husband, considering you to be the only fit personality, nothing else. These are the great devotees. You may throw me in any pieces of life according to the reaction of my fruitive activity. And I haven't the least concern for this. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Sistastika 8 prayer, he said, you can embrace me or you can kick me, you can throw me wherever, whatever you want to do. I'm your servant, life after life. That is the mood we should carry. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to give us that mood that his followers should carry. We should not expect anything, even to Goloka Vrindavan. Wherever Krishna wants us to live, we should be prepared to serve him as long as we have a mission to serve him. Then we will always be happy. Even the Bali Maharaj is enjoying in this, really hellish planet, as long as there is a service for Krishna. My only ambition, she is saying, my only ambition is that I may always remain fast to your lotus feet, because you can deliver your devotees from the illusory material existence and are always prepared to distribute yourself to your devotees. Haribol. Rukmini prayer, I think that this we should meditate, the whole conversation. It can give us like a half an hour of meditation. My dear Lord, you have advised me to select one of the princes, such as Sisupal, Jarasandha, or Dantavakra. But what is their position in this world? They are always engaged in hard labor to maintain their household life. Haribol. Just like the bulls working hard day and night with the oil pressing machines. What is the richness? Still I have seen the people who are so rich, still they work like a ass and dogs. Where is the richness? Where is the satisfaction? Most of the time I think that also I should have retired 3 years ago, more earlier. I retired early retirement, I took it, but I think I should have taken even more earlier. But everybody was telling, because I was telling how much money I have, and they say, Prabhu, you can't survive with that money. You have to work. Finally, I gave up. And I'm relishing really my retirement for last more than 10 years now. This is the human form of life. We should not work like an ass and dog until the last breath, because the government is making arrangement. You wait. They will not give you the social security until you reach 70 years old. So they don't have to give you anything. You will live for a couple of years and gone. And we become attracted. Why? Because if I work more, I will get more my retirement money. What illusion is that? I don't know. Very well. So Rukmini is saying, my dear Lord, let's read it. You have advised me to select one of the princes such as Sisupal, Jarsanda and Dandapakra, but that is their position in this world. They are always engaged in hard labor to maintain their household life, just like the bulls working hard day and night with the oil pressing machines. They are compared to asses, beasts of burden. They are always dishonored like the dogs, and they are miserly like the cats. They have sold themselves like the slave to their wives. Or most of us has sold ourselves as a slave to the corporate world, sucking our blood. Haribo. Any unfortunate woman who has never heard of your glories may accept such a man as her husband. But a woman who has learned about you, that you are praised not only in this world, but in the halls of the great demigods like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, will never accept anyone beside yourself as her husband. A man within this material world is just a dead body. Rukmini is giving a strong instruction. In fact, superficially, the living entity is covered by this body, which is nothing but a bag of skin decorated with beards and mustache, hairs on the body, nails on the finger, and hair on the head. Within this decorated bag, there are bunches of muscles, bundles of bones, and pools of blood, always mixed up with stool, urine, mucus, bile, and polluted air, and enjoyed by different kind of insect and germs. A foolish woman accepts such a dead body as her husband. And sheer misunderstanding loves him as her dear companion. This is only possible because such a woman has never tasted the ever blissful flavor of your lotus feet. I think this is a wonderful. See, it's continued. So many wonderful prayer. We will continue tomorrow. Remembering those things, I think we should awaken and start thinking about our life, how we would like to manage our life. This is our Acharya and all this exalted personality keep on repeating the same message. We are chewing the chewed and we will never become satisfied. But still there is, we feel like a mirage in the desert, that there is a water that I can satisfy my thirst. But that water will never be available. So this is our position. So at least we should feel so happy that at least we have come in contact with Srila Prabhupada, who has waken up the real essence of our life. We should ever remain grateful and take this process so seriously that nothing should come on the way to perform our devotional practice. Topmost priority in the life. With those thoughts, whoever you come across, give them a kind word that their life can also become successful and with no fear in their life. With those thoughts, I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the desk of these wonderful devotees who take so much austerity and penances to join every morning from Houston, from Fresno, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Aurora, Illinois, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, Boston, Boise, Atlanta, Phoenix, Tempe, Austin, College Station, San Jose, Portland, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, Naperville, Philadelphia, Charlotte, Baltimore, Baton Rouge, Alachua, Orlando, Sanford, Jacksonville, St. Louis, San Diego, Loganville, Georgia, Maine, Ottawa, New Orleans, Toronto, Kolkata, New Delhi, and Pondicherry. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhaya patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. We need to keep on reading those kind of things to keep our thinking straight. Maybe one day, like it says, first stroke you won't be able to break the coconut. But you keep on hammering, day will come that you will be able to crack our head, and we will take up this process so seriously that we will feel that every moment is so valuable. If we miss those moments, who knows what would be our destiny for the next life, life after life. And this is not the first time, dear brother and sister, that we have come in this material world. We are making this place a permanent place, life after life, life after life. Unless by the mercy of those personality, the real knowledge can come in our brain to fix our life once and for all. Because there is no way this material world will become like, okay, now I have no problem. Now I can sit and chant. Like a lot of the people say, oh, in the young age, we have all these other responsibility to perform. When we become old, wait a minute, when you become old, you will see our food will become nothing but the medicine. How are you going to chant the holy name with that terrible pain in your body constantly bothering you? You won't be able even to walk properly. Even time will come that we won't be able to take care of our body. We will become completely dependent on somebody's mercy. Somebody will give the water, then we will be able to drink the water. If not, we have to practice to stay without the water. So while we have the healthy body, give a topmost priority, at least for morning. What is problem? Nobody is asking you to do anything from 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. No boss will call you unless you are working in the horrible IT team that you have to work with so many other countries. It's a restless life. One devotee was telling me, Prabhu, he's like a leader, and there are 14 projects working under his direction. And rather than approaching their supervisor, they always keep on calling him. And he said, I have no time, Prabhu, to take rest because all the calls are coming. And I say, work hard for 2-3 years and retire. You don't want to be a servant of this thing. I don't know. All these IT guys are making so much money. I don't know why they have to keep on working. I never make more than $49,000 in my life, except when I did little business. And still I have enough money to survive. Haribol, just a simple example to consider. Otherwise, day will never come that you will feel to take retirement. Money, my Guru Maharaj used to say, money is honey. Our life is based upon how much money we accumulate. That's it. And unfortunate thing is, we don't use even 50%. We leave behind 50% for our next generation. That's the most terrible thing. And I always use now the phrase, show me one son in the whole creation. Show me one son. Whatever the heritage the father left behind, that they will use for the benefit